Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host, broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM iHeart Media Studios and worldwide through yorbamedia.com. All right, I've got Tino Buoncristiani, a marketing executive. Did I pronounce it right, Tina?
Buoncristiani.
Buoncristiani. Thank you for helping me with that.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, you've got an interesting story of your family coming over to the United States and starting a winery. That's not an easy market to break into, let alone it's a high-maintenance business. Tell us about that.
Definitely. First of all, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I'll start off by telling our backstory of Orentano. This really is my parents' story. They're the proprietors of our Russian River Valley Pinot Noir. In 2000, the vineyard was established. However, the first year was spent really researching and assessing the soil to find out which grape would grow best in our particular microclimate. And in 2001, 6 of our 7-acre vineyard was planted with Pinot Noir in the acclaimed agricultural viticulture area. However, the story begins well before Orentano was realized. Back when my father was a child, he remembers helping his father and grandfather make wine in their garage in San Francisco. And in 1980, my father began making wine on an amateur level in our garage. As a child, I remember and have vivid thoughts of my dad producing wine in our garage. And now his grandchildren are creating their own memories. My father's love of family and wine making is so intertwined. In fact, the name Orentano comes from the small province in Tuscany, Italy, from where my father's family still resides. And in 2004, with our first vintage, my parents' dream was materialized. This really is a generational heritage that my parents hope to pass on to future generations.
Now, you've also won some awards, haven't you?
Absolutely. In fact, all of our wine has been awarded, most all gold. Our first vintage was 2004, as I mentioned. We were just breaking into the market. We really didn't know to put our wine into any competition, so therefore that wine was not placed into competition. But thereafterwards, 2005 to current, all of them have won gold in the Pinot Shootout, and in particular, our 2007 won double gold in the San Francisco International Wine Tasting, and our 2010 recently just won gold and best in class in the Los Angeles International Wine Tasting. Now, those are very big venues for which have thousands of wines internationally, and to be recognized is a very nice attribute.
Yeah, this is a great story of from the garage to to mainstream.
Absolutely.
Where can we get your wines?
Well, currently we are Vineyard Direct, so what that means is you can go to our website and you can order our wine there. You can call us on our phone number, and that's 415-457-1675, and you can order wine there as well. We're currently placed in restaurants, but we're looking to expand to be in more retail locations for those who are interested to purchase.
Okay. All right. There's a lot of detail that goes into a winery, to create the wine. Walk us through that.
Absolutely. So first of all, I'll start off by saying that my father is very involved from the farming to the winemaking to the production and then the sale. And when I say family-oriented, we are family-oriented. So it's myself, who is the marketing executive. It's my mother, who plays a very big role behind the scenes, and then there's my father. So really, when you call us or on the website, if you try to get a hold of us, you will be speaking to one of 3 of us. But back to farming, my father's farming style is very focused on attention to detail. There's canopy management and there's fruit management. Our vines are 2 cordon canopy. So what that means is there is the vine, the root vine, and then 2 shoots run off of it. So it looks like a Y. We manage our canopy sparingly to allow sunlight and good ventilation to inhibit fungus growth on the clusters. There's also fruit management, and in that we are focused to 6 clusters per cordon. Our yield is about 2.5 tons per acre. We enrich our soil by nitrogen with nitrogen by planting cover legumes such as fava beans and wildflowers. And we assess our soil regularly to ensure that there is proper nutrients for our vines. And we achieve this by disking and turning over the soil to mix in that nitrogen. We farm organically. However, we are not certified organic. We use an organic seaweed-based fertilizer approximately twice a year. And regarding irrigation, and with the drought, that's a big concern, but we use a drip system, and our water, and only water on a needed basis depending on the moisture content of our soil. And in fact, in that aspect, we are sustainable because we have our own well.
Let me get into the wines here for a second, because I'm not very familiar with with growing wines and or growing grapes to turn into wines. In order to get to the level of recognition that Orentano Wines has come to so fast, you have to do something different. What separates you from the rest of the wineries that are up there in a prolifically prolific wine growing region?
Absolutely. So what that is we are very unique in a few aspects. First of all of our fruit is estate fruit from our vineyard. And so that sets us apart, because oftentimes people are buying from other vineyards, but all of our fruit comes from our particular vineyard. So therefore, we know the growing potential. We know our soil, we know our climate, and my father is there regularly to make sure that this process is happening as needed. So, for instance, as we approach harvest, we sometimes increase our irrigation to balance this delicate process until those flavors in the berries are just right for picking. So that's very particular to us. We also are very much a minimalist when it comes to our winemaking process. So what that means is we do minimal manipulation, and we produce our wine in a traditional Burgundy style. So with that being said, there's different ways to how our wine is made. Not only that we pay attention to this art form of winemaking, but we're also micro boutique. So our production is only 300 to 400 cases from our vineyard. So we are very focused on what we do. We have the one varietal. So all of those make us very unique.
Okay, I can see that. But how long do you age the wine in order before you bring it out to the public?
Absolutely. So let me step back and talk a little bit about the winemaking process.
Sure.
So Pinot Noir is really well known in terms of it being a very difficult grape to grow, and it's very fragile. So it has to be hand-picked. So my father is very particular in when we harvest. We harvest at midnight, so therefore the grapes don't sit in the sun, and bricks, which is the sugar content, increase, which then would increase our alcohol content. So he's very particular in that aspect. And at times we allow the fruit to hang a little longer depending on the minerals and nutrients, and that all adds flavor to our wine. We then pick when our bricks is about 24 to 25, and that's the sugar content. After that, our fruit is, they go through December, so that separates it from the stems and then the leaves. And we do a 3-day temperature-controlled cold soak. And that really allows the flavor and the colors to come about. We don't add anything to our wine. There are wineries out there that inject certain things to add colors and flavors. We do not do that. We run it dry, which means we bring it down to 0 sugar content after we've done inoculation to initiate fermentation, and that takes about 7 to 10 days. We do a filter press, and then we place it in French oak barrels, which is also very unique to us. We have 100% French oak barrels. Half of them are new, half of them are about 2 years old, and then we cycle through those. They stay in these French oak barrels for 15 months, and then we bottle, and then we lay it down in the bottle for 2 years before we bring it to the retail.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, that's very, very intensive, very capital intensive, let alone labor intensive.
Absolutely, and being micro boutique, it allows us to pay really attention to what is important to us in how our wine tastes, and that is it's all about wine and how it pairs with the food. My dad is a phenomenal Italian cook, so he pays much attention to how it's going to sit at the table, and he wants it to be able to enjoy with family, with hors d'oeuvres, and then also just allow it to smoothly transition to the dinner table.
Tina, let's take a little break right now and get more into the wines on the other side, all right?
Absolutely.
All right, you're welcome. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with Tina Buoncristiani of Orentano Wines. That's OrentoWines.com. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. James, founder of Diamond Physicians, a concierge medicine practice located in Dallas, Texas. Our Diamond 360 Advanced Physical Exam has been created for people like you who live a high-stress, fast-paced life. Every 40 seconds, someone in the U.S. experiences a life-changing heart attack or debilitating stroke. Negative stress tests and normal cholesterol levels do not exclude you. Half of all fatal heart attacks occur without warning. Diamond goes beyond traditional medicine with the Diamond 360 Advanced Physical Exam, proven to prevent heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes. Contact Diamond now at 214-395-3491. That's 214-395-3491. Or visit our website at diamondphysicians.com to take the Diamond Challenge. If your Diamond 360 reveals perfect health, receive a full refund. Your loved ones will thank you.
Are you a gun owner? Have you wanted to hone your skills but can't due to time or money restraints? Patriot Protection has your answer with courses starting as low as $59 and affordable monthly memberships. You can experience the ultimate firearms training available in Texas right here in Plano. Whether you want to get your concealed and carry or are looking to advance your tactical rifle training, Patriot Protection has options for every level of shooter. This isn't your ordinary training. At Patriot Protection, you can shoot from a car, draw from concealment, shoot on the move, and much more. With most classes between 2 to 4 hours long. Mention Michael Berry sent you and receive a free hour of range time. Call 972-943-5880 or visit patriotprotection.net. Again, that's 972-943-5880 or visit them online at patriotprotection.net. Patriot Protection, the ultimate shooting experience.
This plan is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. Administrator and benefits limited, Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
Are your medical expenses and insurance costs out of control? There's a way to pay less for the health care you need. ClearChoiceMed.com. It's a membership like a club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. ClearChoiceMed.com even connects you with a board-certified physician anytime, 24 hours a day. The doctor will consult with you, diagnose the condition, and when necessary, call in the prescription. You pay nothing for the doctor's consultation because you're a member. You save money because we've already negotiated discounts on dental, vision, prescription drugs, and much more. Just go to ClearChoiceMed.com and learn all about it. ClearChoice Med is not insurance. You just save real money on your health care for you and your whole family. And it costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. No salesperson will call and there is no long-term commitment. Convenient money-saving health care. ClearChoiceMed.com.
BTJ Consulting was founded specifically to consult with accredited investors on how best to manage their oil and gas investments. The emphasis is not only on direct participation in drilling projects, but includes opportunities in the purchasing of oil rigs, service and equipment companies, real estate and/or the purchase of royalty interest through lease pooling. This strategy further mitigates risk and spreads their clients' investments over the entire sector whenever possible. For more information, call 469-518-5008 or info@btjconsulting.com. 469-518-5008 or info@btjconsulting.com. That's 469-518-5008 or info@btjconsulting.com. And tell them Yorba sent you.
Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host, broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM iHeart Media Studios and worldwide through yorbamedia.com. All right, I'm joined on the show with Tina Buoncristiani, and she is with Orentano Wines, a truly family-owned business. And when we were talking, Tina, earlier, you're telling us about what separates you, your Pinot Noir, from the rest of the wine growing companies in your area. Let's get into some of the milestones that you've achieved with the company, going from the garage to the vineyard, and where you plan to go next. What's going to happen with your company and your winery?
Yes. So actually, my dad did start making wine in our garage, and I think that when he retired, this really was his dream. And he decided to really research and lay down roots in the Russian River Valley to really pursue this dream that he had always wanted. So just that in and of itself is a very big accomplishment, to foresee such a dream and then actually have it materialized.
It's huge. It's not easy to break into your business.
Absolutely not. And so with that being said, that I think that's the biggest, because it means so much because of family. So what that means is a legacy. And I know that, yes, we have a great production of our Pinot Noir, and it has been award-winning, and all of that, all those accolades are wonderful, and they set us apart, and how my father is very particular with how he manages the vineyard and farming, and how he pays attention with the winemaking. That sets us apart. And every time that we have had these recognitions, that is truly a highlight. But to know that this will be passed on to future generations, and as we're walking through the vines, and he's able to teach his grandchildren how to sucker properly, or how to, just those little tiny details that are so important to him, to really spend time with family, is a very big accomplishment. Where we would like to go, of course, in launching this new PR strategy, we encourage listeners to try our award-winning wine. We would like to have a broader market and move from California and have people enjoy our Pinot Noir.
Well, where can people find? I mean, you said it was a couple of restaurants right now, and then eventually you're going to be expanding. But tell us where. Let's give them some kind of a plug. Where are some of the wines? Where can people
Okay, absolutely. So we are in California. For instance, we're up at Mustard's Grill in Napa. Mm-hmm. We're up at Dean and DeLuca in Napa. That is retail, and V Cellars up in Napa. We're at Caprice in Sausalito. We're at Poggio in Sausalito. We're at Buckeye in Mill Valley. In San Francisco, we're at Jardiniere. All of these are well-known and renowned restaurants.
What are your plans for the future? Talk to us about that.
Plans for the future is really to have people appreciate our Pinot Noir the way we do, and to really enjoy it, and to come into this little family of wine making and enjoying wine, just really to open it up and have other people see this beauty that my father and my mom have developed.
Are you going to stay with the Pinot Noir, or are you going to add other wines to your portfolio?
At this time, we're going to stay particular with the one varietal Pinot Noir. I think in future it may be something that we expand to maybe a sparkling Pinot, so to have at holidays or around festivities and that such. And there, at time we've talked about possibly branching out and doing a white wine, because there are those who are not red wine drinkers, and we want to appeal to a broader audience.
There's huge hurdles in getting the name out and getting bigger customers around the country and around the world. What are some of the hurdles that you, in your job description, face in order to get the word out? And because you've done the hard work, you've achieved gold medals and recognition for your wine, but in your particular job description, what are some of the hard things that you've got to accomplish to get more people to really drink your wine and to come and participate with you?
One of the biggest hurdles is that it's such a saturated market. There are so many wines out there, and there's many well-known wines, and we are not as well-known. There are, when we go to tastings and pourings, we definitely have lines, so we have those people who are dedicated to buying our wine, but that is the biggest hurdle because the market is so saturated to really get people to try something new. Because once somebody has tried something, they sometimes stick to that and not necessarily venture out.
Right.
So that is one of the hurdles.
How do you get around that?
Well, a few things is that, one, we try to be present. So throughout California, we are involved in several pourings up in Sonoma, up in Napa, in Mill Valley, in San Francisco, down in Santa Barbara. So we try to spread ourselves out so there's more people tasting our wine. The more people that taste our wine will mean more people purchasing it in the market.
Right. What about Texas? I mean, you're broadcasting in a Dallas market here with us, and I wanted to find out how can you? I mean, are you planning on doing anything out here in Texas? We have some pretty nice restaurants, and there are a lot of wine drinkers here.
Yes, absolutely. So, with that being said, we are looking for a distributor to help us branch out of California. Since we're not in Dallas, Texas, or in different states, and we are so family focused, my mother and I are the ones who actually go to restaurants and pour the wine. We can't do that out of state, so we need a distributor. So that's some place where we could be able to enter other markets with a broader spectrum with a distributor or those who are out there marketing our wine at different states.
Okay. I was just curious about that because, I happen to know a few people that have events and things of that nature, and you never know. Maybe I can, make an introduction or two for you.
Oh, that would be lovely. Absolutely. In fact, we've done several private events, and we do weddings and private dinners. So our wine is very much foreseen for events.
Okay, the sparkling, you're going to add a new, potentially a new sparkling Pinot Noir? Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. So it's in the works. We haven't started production on it, but we have been talking about it. And it would be staying true to our roots because we would be able to use our grapes because we have the Pinot Noir. And what that means is we just make sure that we don't have the skins stay on as much. So then you have the sparkling wine.
How long does it take to make one? Is it the same time and just infuse air in it, or is there a completely different process? And I'm asking a kind of a simple question.
Yes, well, it is a completely different process in making a sparkling wine. It is a shorter process than that of, how we go about and we age our wine and then we lay it down, our Pinot Noir. So it would be very different. We'd actually be able to bring it to market much sooner than we would be for our own vintages of Pinot Noir. That's
got to be interesting to take a gold medal winning Pinot Noir and then make it into a sparkling wine. Not that I know much about your industry sector, but I would think that would be a nice liftoff. To say, well, it's an award-winning wine, and now all of a sudden we're coming out with a sparkling wine.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to stay true to our roots, and we're going to maintain our Pinot Noir, but we will branch out and make a very small production of such if that is the way we go. Otherwise, we may just do a white wine to broaden our market.
All right. Well, Tina, we're out of time, but thank you for bringing Oriental wines to the show. I appreciate it.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you again.
My pleasure. All right, Tina Buoncristiani, Marketing Executive, Orentano Wines. And on the other side, when we come back, we're going to come back with a completely different tact on this. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a first for our show. On the other side, Court Smith, founder, CEO, Da Vinci Vaporizer. We'll be right back.
Well, I must